So, we have the Warriors on the road again, without Draymond Green, who was suspended, and it was against Atlanta, who is one of the worst defenses in the league, with Quinn Snyder as their head coach. And we started off great, and then the usual happened. John Collins had 17 points in the first goddamn quarter, man. And he hit 4 threes on the night. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, that's a good strategy, but they are just too comfortable and too ready to shoot against us. Now, Poole, I don't know what the hell he was doing on defense on this possession, and we'll talk about that even more later on, because, good God, I've never seen someone so pathetic defensively, man. I would do a better job defensively out there, probably. Good fucking God, man. TRAE Young hits the tough, well, not and one floater, but a very tough floater. And he hits another one to end the second quarter as we are headed into the second half with a 5-point Hawks lead. And the Warriors, after a great start, once again allowed a whole lot of points on the road. Beautiful pass from TRAE Young and a great tip in by Clint Capella. The size was seen, but funny enough, we outscored them a lot from the paint, and you know, it's funny. And Jordan Poole with another nice effort defensively there. Beautiful closeout he hit out there. But hey, he's hit 8 straight points and hit a tough 3-pointer here. So why would you play defense when you can do this, right? Yeah. So as you can see, I'm pretty pissed about this game because I don't know, I feel like this was the worst basketball game I've ever watched. Steph finally gets going here as he hits the tough 3-pointer here. He had been struggling previously from the 3-point line, and Dante hits the fast break layup. They take a timeout. Atlanta takes a timeout, that is, and Steph has to sit for a minute. And Jordan Poole jacks up a bad shot once again, as always, because hey, why can't we just go to the lane again when we are literally getting anything in the paint, and they are defending the 3-point line really well. And then Clay throws it away, and I was screaming at my television here, what am I even watching, man? This was the worst basketball I've ever seen, and of course, DeAndre Hunter instantly comes back with a 3-pointer there. And I don't know what to tell you, man. This was so nasty. One of the nastiest games I've ever watched. Steph hits the tough layup. It's a 1-point game. 1-point game with 2 minutes to go, man. And of course, we jacked up 5 straight 3-pointers after this. And they were good looks, don't get me wrong, but yeah. And TRAE Young ends us with Defensive Player of the Year steal on Steph Curry. So yeah, you got a ball stolen from TRAE Young in the crunch time, Steph. Yeah. And we lost again on the road. Surprise. I don't know, man. I just don't know. In the first half, I was like, I mean, John Collins hit 4 goddamn threes, and it's a good defensive strategy to leave the guy open since he literally can't hit anything this season. And his first 3-pointer was an airball, for God's sake, and then he scores 17 points in the first quarter. I mean, I don't know, man. And Atlanta just was shooting lights out from the 3-point line. Horrible effort, horrible closing out from Jordan Poole as always. He still can't navigate any screen whatsoever for I don't know what the hell is going on. If it's his brain, if it's coaching staff. It probably is a mix of both, unfortunately. And I don't know what the hell am I supposed to, analyze about it. It's just a piss poor effort and also bad coaching, I feel like. And I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of questions coming in, and if Poole is just not willing to play any defense, I mean, it was just so pathetic tonight, goddamn. I've never been so pissed at a player for not even trying on defense. It was so horrible, no contesting, always late there. And one of the best Warriors writers, Joe Vaire, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, hopefully I didn't absolutely butcher it, but he had an article about Jordan Poole's defensive woes and that he always does his work late. I'm gonna leave the article in the description if you wanna read it. And make sure to give Joe a follow because he's one hell of a Warriors reporter and I learn a lot from him about Warriors basketball. But he always does his work late, which means he always feels like, always is kind of just cruising. And then when when the player is already making a move, he then starts, not before that, right? And that's why he's always late for contests. That's why they always get more easy drives when he's defending them. And it's just... I'm so pissed at this game, for God's sake, man. So Dante, I thought like had a really good game overall. Couldn't be mad at him overall completely. Choku had a really solid game. Probably should have played a little more in my opinion. Looney had an incredible game. 18, 16 and 4 blocks. Looney was spectacular. He was also subbed out with Steph. And I just don't know what's going on with this coaching staff. Steve Kerr coached his best season last year, and now he's coaching, I don't know, he's just coaching badly, I feel like. And it's, of course, a mixture of bad coaching, players being not enough motivated, and just not enough pride in them defensively, and Draymond's punch. It all mixes together, and it just creates this goddamn mess that's on the road. Clay started off good, but then ghosted, had 6 turnovers. I don't know, man. Clay on the road just isn't the Clay we love at home. And Steph had a rough start. The turnovers he had were really bad in the first and second quarter. Of course, the Trae Young steal doesn't help either. And when he finally started to catch rhythm, you gotta sit down, you gotta get your 1 minute rest, and yeah. And then we jacked up 5 threes, man. We had 6 to 8 points in the paint, for God's sake, and we started jacking up threes when we were down 1. Down 1 or 2 points, and we started jacking up threes. Threes? Yeah, so that was much needed rant, because I've never been so pissed about a game. I've not been pissed about a game since game 1 against the Grizzlies, probably. So, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, 17 to 10 turnovers also. And no bench scoring because Poole would rather just be a stripper out there. I don't know. I'm so pissed at Jordan Poole. I'm just tired of him, man. You either want to play basketball or don't play basketball, man. It's not about scoring. And you're literally not scoring because you're not getting enough effort. Just horrible body language. Whatever. To give some praise to the Hawks, John Collins had a good night, especially that first quarter. I also felt like Trae Young had a really good night before that fourth quarter, except for the steal in that fourth quarter. He was spectacular, but then in that fourth quarter he was really bad until the last minute, which in the end is all that matters, right? Onyeka Okongwu was spectacular, 19 and 7. He was killing us all night long. Clint Capella had a solid night. Bogdan Bogdanovic had a really good night. AJ Griffin had a solid stint. And I mean, I don't know, man. They abused us well offensively, and their offense is really great, and they play a lot of good pick and rolls. But funny enough, right, their defense is so bad. They can't defend pick and rolls. Their defensive communications is horrible, and we had a lot of wide open layups, and we started checking up threes. And I'll mention it once again. Started checking up threes. Yeah, I'm broken. I'm a broken record right now. Shout out to the Hawks, I suppose. They are now 500 again. Still the 8th seed. They are, trying to escape Toronto. And of course, being the 8th seed and the 9th seed is actually a huge difference. So we'll see how their season continues.